New episode, Super Serial. Today we're joined with a buddy of mine, Aldo. We used to work together at Gamestop. I've known Aldo. We worked together, between 2009 and 2012?
Yeah, just about that. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Pretty much.
And, yeah, we're going to tell old GameStop stories.
Old GameStop stories.
We did want to preface, there's a lot of people that it's always GameStop gets so much hate.
Yeah.
And GameStop, and don't get me wrong, it really depends on the type of employee and the manager that's in place at your given store. But for the most part, you can find cool customers or cool employees. It was like the same 5 people for 3 years, right?
Pretty
3 or
much,
4
yeah,
years.
3 years.
And I would say our customers liked us. They liked us a lot.
Yeah.
We weren't pushy. We weren't me, you, Andrew, Victor, Carl, Joseph. Well, Victor came after Joseph got promoted, right?
Yeah, he did.
Or after Andrew had left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And so, I remember Victor. If you're watching, I hated, and I think I've told him this. I hated Victor so much when he first got there, and now I probably miss Victor the most because he's so unique.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he was something else, man.
I love Victor.
Yeah.
And Victor, you should come hang out. But
just one day, man. One day. One day.
I'm trying to think of funny stuff. Customers were always funny.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier. We would always get people coming in and asking for Grand Theft Auto IV.
IV.
That was my favorite. People are just, and it's mostly kids.
Or selling, kids trying to buy rated games.
Yeah.
All the time. That was.
If they were cool about it, and they had a parent, out in the car or whatever, it was fine. We would just go ask the parent.
Yeah.
That's no big deal. But if kids were kind of prickish about it, oh man, I love telling them no.
Yeah. Or the mom being like, oh yeah, here's this game right here. This is, like, man, you know what this game does?
That's exactly right, dude.
Man, have you played this game? Have you seen this game?
Are you fine with your kid playing this game? Has prostitutes? It's just constant violence and murder? And you remember too, it was always the same thing. Oh, I don't care about the violence. I don't care about the violence. Well, there's a lot of nudity. What was that? There's nudity? Oh, I don't want my kid playing the nudity. Really?
So they're okay.
It?
They're okay running people over versus the nudity.
God dang.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Indian lady?
Which one?
There was the Indian lady who would come in. Indian, like proper Indian, not Native American.
Yeah, yeah.
She came in with her kids, and her kids swallowed the DS game.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
She came in. They were asking about the DS games. I just thought about that randomly. She asked to test them out, and we were really cool. And she was a regular, and so we were just like, okay, you know what? Y'all stay right here by the glass case, because remember it used to be right next to the counter.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, yeah, y'all can sit here. And she asked for 2 different ones or 3 different ones, and so we gave her the games. She had her kid, was sitting there playing them. Oh, I don't like this one, put it back. Oh, I don't like this one, put it back. And then when it came time to put them back up, I was like, oh, where's that other game? And she's like, oh, that's all. But we looked over, and her kid was choking. That kid had swallowed that damn DS game, and I guess she got embarrassed.
Yeah.
So she had it wadded up in her hand in a napkin, and we kind of saw the whole thing, but I don't think she ever gave that back. I think that was just straight up a stolen game.
I think, and that's why the Switch has anti-bitter.
Oh God, yes. That Switch. Did you ever taste it? Because
it tastes like crap.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Were you there when that customer shit on the floor?
Shit on the floor?
Yeah.
No, I did not know about that.
Yeah. I think it was Andrew. Was there.
What happened?
Some guy was like, "Hey man, there's something by the fucking what was it? By the PS2 games."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In the bin?
No, it was right there on the floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, did he just pull his pants down and pop a squat, or did it just fall out?
It was a little kid.
Ah, okay.
So it wasn't a lot. It was just
My God, I don't even remember that. I remember when the AC broke, or was that at Greenwood? The AC broke and it flooded the It was raining real bad. It flooded the entire store.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like weeks, that store smelled like just mildew, and it was terrible. I remember when the AC would go out at our store out here, like in mid-August, and we would get so hot and sweaty, and everyone would come in complaining, and we're just like, "Oh, you think it's bad? You're in here for 10 minutes." I remember when we got robbed. That was really. I mean, it was funny.
No.
What?
The funny part was when you were wearing the same shirt, and we're working that night, and you're like, "Hey, bro, I was wearing the same shirt," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
I remember we were doing we always had plans. You remember that we were gonna wear not tuxes but like suits.
Yeah.
For Black Friday.
Yeah.
And just all of us look real, prim and proper.
Yeah.
And we never got to do that.
Yeah.
That would have been real fun. Or just funny. I remember me and Andrew used to wear that matching sweater vest combo that we had. But I can't think of what was really cool about working for GameStop, and it's not quite the same. You remember all the free shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. We never got free games. Like, there was never like a free game type situation.
That's what most people think. That's the biggest misconception is, hey, I'm going to go work for GameStop and get 10 free games or whatever. No.
The best thing you got was like the discount. And I mean, you bought games anyway, so the discount was great. But I loved getting the Bumpy Trot harmonica from Steambot Chronicles.
Yeah.
I think I still have 2 or 3 of those. The Okami waterboard. What the hell else? There was so much free shit. Mm-hmm. But it was pre-order incentives that people would pre-order the game. Either you would forget to give it to them, or they didn't ask for it, so we would hold on to them. Mm-hmm. We had a drawer full of that stuff for months. Mm-hmm. Remember, and so okay, fine, we're getting so much new stuff in, no one's picking this stuff up, for Halloween, dude. Oh, I used to love giving that shit out.
Yeah.
For Halloween. People would come in asking for games, and we're like, I got some free PC demos.
I got this copy of Madden for $2.99.
Yeah. How about this? How about I'll give you the Halloween discount, and you can take this Ghost Recon handkerchief. Off the top of my head, I know we had a lot of blowhards who would want to come in and just talk all day long and brag about their gaming collection and stuff, and it was just always okay, all right, yeah, okay, all right. But I can't think of anybody just off the top of my head.
Remember those little kids?
Which ones?
The
lumberjack?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to wear a
yeah.
What the hell kind of shirt is it?
A lumberjack shirt.
Yeah, but it's got a name. I forget the name. It's not checkerboard. I can't believe I don't remember the name. Flannel?
Oh, flannel.
It was a flannel shirt, and these kids would come in. They would come in all the time. It's the lumberjack. It's a lumberjack. And I would... They would piss me off, but only because it was these 12-year-old kids were coming in, and I'm 20-something, and I'm just sitting there okay, I guess, guy. So, helping them out. And then finally I got so tired of it when they would come in, I would be like, oh shit, it's the Lumberjack Kids. It's the Lumberjack Kids. We represent the Lumberjack Kids. And they were like, no, we called you Lumberjack because the shirt. I was like, yeah, and y'all guys are the Lumberjack Kids. Yeah. And they would get so frustrated.
They'd be so upset too, man.
I had a customer remember me. I was at Moore Plaza GameStop. I was at just a random GameStop, and I was buying something, and this girl came up to me and was like, hey, is your name, Caleb? And I was like, yeah. What's up? How do you know me? Because I couldn't recognize her face. And she was really pretty, so I'm thinking oh, what's going on here? How do I know you? And she said, she was like, oh, I used to go into GameStop, and I used to go in with my mom, and we would always talk about Final Fantasy 12, and I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly like me.
On the tee.
Dude, we just filmed a whole episode the other day talking about Final Fantasy, and I was like, oh, I love 12. 12 is so good.
Yeah.
And I remember the mom. I do remember the mom. I didn't remember the kid. I guess it's just, dude.
That was a shirt.
Which, oh my God, you got the picture. God damn it.
That's the shirt.
That's my purple. But, what the hell? Do you remember those kids? And I always regretted that we never got to see them, after we all quit working there. Mm-hmm. But those two kids, the brother and the sister that would come in, they gave us those Nuka-Cola buttons.
Yeah.
You remember that? I still have those Nuka-Cola buttons, like those caps.
I forgot what happened to mine.
Dude, honestly, I have 2 of them, and I don't remember them giving me 2, so I might have yours.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm dead serious. For all these years, I've had 2, and I'm like, man, I know they gave me 1. I know they gave Aldo 1.
That's probably what happened to
Well, what I was thinking was maybe they made one for, like, Andrew.
Yeah.
And it just got... Maybe I put it in my pocket when they handed it to us, because me and you were working. But, dude, I don't know if I've talked about any of this on the show before, but me and Andrew, what we would do is, because when we had got cameras at our store, we would I don't know if anybody, and if our viewers are way too young to remember the Bushwhackers from WWF. I don't know if you do. You remember who they were?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so like they would do this whole bit where they would go walking with their arms and shit, all silly. But me and Andrew, we would go when we would leave, like almost every night. We would go off camera and then go line up at the back, and then we would walk through the store doing the Bushwhackers. Just silly shit, so that if the DM or whoever was going to be there reviewing the footage, they would see that and just be like, what are they doing? We used to do stupid shit like that. Do you remember the camera in the back?
Yeah.
And like occasionally, like when I was on break or something, and I would be in the back, I would climb the ladder, and I would just get right next, the camera's right here, and I would just be like, I would just go right across from it, like just pass it, like way up high, because it was like, a good like 12, 15 feet off the floor.
Yeah.
And so I'm way up high, in my head, just passing like that. Mm-hmm. So for the off chance that anybody's reviewing footage and they see me do that.
See, I wonder if they ever actually saw that though, because remember that one day, what was it? It was for a couple of months. Remember, every time we would work, random parts of the shift, we would just look at the camera.
Yeah, just stare. We would just stare, like we'd have like some downtime. Everything was done, because I mean, honestly, like our store was really nice and clean, like all the time.
Yeah.
And I would just be so silly doing stupid shit like that, because we knew. I guess I just wasn't used to working in a store that had cameras like that, and so we would just do like silly shit just in case someone would spot it and just be like, "What are they doing?
Or what are they looking at?"
Yeah. But because remember, it was the TV was right up underneath the camera.
Yeah.
And so we would constantly be looking at that TV, and then it dawned on us like, oh well, wait, we're looking at the TV, but we're just looking at the camera, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But
so I was like, hey, let's just look at it the whole time that we work. So I know every shift to be just random pause and just.
That's just so silly. I don't even know if anything ever came from that. Dealing with customers was always rough, but that's retail anywhere.
Yeah.
But do you remember when people would trade in systems, and then you would have to go test them, and then you would turn it on and fucking roaches and shit would crawl out?
Yeah, that one lady we had. Remember that one lady? You're like, ma'am, I can't take your console. Well, why not? I said, ma'am, I can't take your console. You were trying to be nonchalant about it. You weren't gonna be rude at all. We were just like, yeah, I can't take it, ma'am. Well, why not? And then she started arguing with you, and you're like, ma'am, there's roaches in here. Yeah. And her face turned red and she left the store.
Like, oh my God, it was bad. Do you remember that dude, Paul?
Yeah.
He would trade in consoles.
All the time.
Remember that?
All the time.
Oh, dude, it was so painful.
I know, he brought an Xbox 360 and then like 2 months later traded in for a PS3.
But he would badmouth like Microsoft or Sony, whoever he was mad at that week.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with PlayStation. PlayStation's stupid. I hate them. They have terrible this. They have terrible that. And then he would trade his system and every single game in, and get like $200, and then get a brand new 360 and like 5 or 6 games. And then 2 months after that, trade every bit of that stuff in. No, I'm done with Microsoft. They're stupid. They're garbage. I hate them. I'm just gonna get a new PlayStation, and that's it. I'm done with it. And he must have done that at least 10 times. At least.
He did it twice, I know, for me.
Yeah, like just honestly, it was like, and it was so painful because, and we would always, like, if it was a cool game and it was his, we knew it was in good condition because we knew he just didn't hold on to shit. And so he didn't have it for that long, so we would always buy up his old stuff if he traded it in. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine that? What about Frank? What was his name? Frank Farmer?
Yeah.
I always liked Frank Farmer. He was always, came in,
yeah.
he did his own thing. You could talk to him, but it didn't seem like he was really listening to you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or not that he wasn't listening, he just didn't care what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I liked Frank. Frank was a good guy. Or the dude who would come in with his daughter and the Undertaker shirt, remember?
Oh, all the time,
Dude,
yeah.
I loved it. It was the
Yeah.
dad, and
Yeah.
he was actually a cool guy too. I think his name was Joseph something.
Yeah.
He ran like a paintball thing out in Cal Island for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think I have his business card somewhere. But him and his daughter would always come in, and he would be dressed however, but his daughter always had on like wrestling, like old 90s wrestling t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
I think it was Undertaker,
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Like that freaking Undertaker shirt, I'll never forget that
Yeah.
shit. We used to always not laugh at them, but it was just like you just know that because we grew up like we grew up with that whole like I had my own wrestling shirts. I probably haven't worn a wrestling shirt in forever, but
It's been a while for me.
But I liked that. I always thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That actually reminded me the Raceway when we would go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Bums would hang out there asking for money. It was insane, dude. There was like a convenience store that was right across the street from where we were located, and it was like the same distance. There was a Stripes on one end, and then there was like a garbage convenience store like right on the other side.
Yeah.
The garbage convenience store was like technically closer, so we could just go over there if we needed to. But I always would avoid it like the plague because you had to pass by like 40 bums, and they were like harassing you for money.
Yeah.
And they were obnoxious about it.
That's why we go to Stripes, I think.
Yeah, I would literally always go walk down by the liquor store, down by the spring.
Make a pit stop.
Yeah. Shit, man. Dude, it's crazy to me to think that it's already been 10 years since I haven't worked at Gamestop.
Yeah.
And I know I was there for a grand total of like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that 6 years that's a long time. It's like remembering like high school shit.
Yeah.
And we were all like younger. But I guess we'll wrap it up now, and we can pick it back up another day, I guess.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. People
Some
tune in,
more-
like, subscribe, share.
Some more stories.